Hello, everybody. It's Christian, Advantage Medical Testing, and today we're going to do some training on filling out the applications. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a combo, and then we're going to do a cardio and an APD. I'll show you the PGX and CGX applications as well. We'll talk about anything that's follow up with it, but the combo, again, of course, you know, is PGX and a CGX. It's a combination of both, which means that you only have to upload your documents one time. So here we go. First thing you want to do, of course, is make sure they qualify. And for our program, that's asking them those questions. And now you finally figured out that you pre-qualified them and you think it's going to work. So here we go. So you're going to go in your agent portal. Going to come down here. This is a Medicare patient. This is a scenario. It's a Medicare patient. And you're going to do a combo. So first thing we're going to do is verify the coverage with Medicare. It's going to pop you up to medicare.gov. And you're going to enter the zip code in. And the zip code is where Medicare believes that they live. So if you put the zip code in and put everything else in right and you get some kind of an error, first thing is going to be to check is if you're putting in the right zip code. So you may want to ask if you get an error. Have you moved recently? Oh, no, I haven't moved for 3 years. Okay, great. Well, sometimes Medicare takes a long time to catch up. So you want to put the zip code that Medicare believes they live in. All right. So you put the zip code in. You put the Medicare number in there. Okay. First thing is also for you start with anything is go ahead and make sure you put your caps lock on your tablet or your computer. Make sure that that's locked on because we want all capital letters and everything on the application. All right. So you'll put in the date of birth, the effective date for Part A. And to look for those items, you can click your little helper screen. It shows you where the Medicare number is going to be. And it also lists their Part A effective day. All right. What's going to happen then? You put everything in right. You click continue, then this screen will pop up typically, and it's asking what county that they live in. Again, the county that Medicare thinks that they live in. It may not be the county you're sitting in, it's the county that they think they're in. When you put that date of birth in though, if they have a single digit birth month, don't add a 0 to it, it'll fail out. Medicare's goofy, they want a single digit. So for example here, 4/28, you'll put 4/28 and the 4-digit birth year. You do all that right, you hit continue, pick the county, hit continue, and it'll come up with this screen, hopefully. And all we care about on this screen is this section right here, okay? This section right here. It'll tell their plan. This one has a Blue Advantage Sapphire. Great. And look at that, it's a PPO, so you're off to the races. Now, if it doesn't say HMO, you're good to go. So anything may pop up here. It may not say PPO, it may say something else, but as long as it does not say HMO, because it will specifically say HMO, that means you're done. Unless it's Humana. So Humana HMO will qualify. That's the only one at this point, Humana HMO for Medicare. All right. So you got them qualified. You've taken a picture and stored it temporarily on your device, or you've scanned it and stored it temporarily on your device, front of the state issued ID and front and back of the insurance card. Front issue the state issued ID, front copy, sorry, of the state issued ID, front and back of the insurance card. Let's go ahead and proceed. We're going to take a peek at the PGX really quick just to show you. Takes a few seconds sometimes to load. And the forms are broken up into different sections. The first section is the patient information and any other notes that you may see fit. A release, more information you'll collect about the patient. And again, all of these questions. A place to list the medicines, consent to run the tests, and a section to upload your documents. Okay. Now, that's the PGX. We'll get in detail during the combo portion. CGX. Again, it redirects you to a form. And these are redirecting to HIPAA compliant servers, so that's why there's a delay. Again, CGX and all the other forms are the same. Patient information, some note area, release, some health questions and history questions, a place to put family history for cancer, and some cancer symptom questions if they have a personal history of cancer, the consent, and place to sign, and place to upload your documents. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start with a combo application. This person's on multiple medications, so they're going to qualify for that PGX. And remember the 3 categories: heart and blood, psychological, and chronic pain. Mix and match at least 2 applications, the more the better, so the doctor has a better picture of what's going on. The doctor on all of these tests is the one that authorizes the lab to run the tests. We do not make that decision. All we do is submit the application and collect a sample. If the doctor does not find any medical necessity for these tests, then the sample will be destroyed immediately. Okay. So let's go ahead and start the combo application. So that's, again, the PGX and the CGX. Here's the first thing. Looks familiar, right? We just went over that. Now, I like to complete the application from the top all the way to the bottom, then work myself way backwards to get them to sign an initial. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure we have our caps lock on, and they are. So this is Johnny J. His last name is Test. Date of birth. We'll just make one up. And put a phone number. Email. Try to collect an email. Most people have them. If they don't, just put none. It has to have something in there if it's an asterisk. So we'll just put, let's put this one in here. Okay. Put an address. The city. And this guy lives in Florida. Okay. All right. Sex, male. Administered by. Your name. And your ID number. Insurance provider, remember this is Medicare, so you just write the word Medicare in there. The insurance number. Again, I'm working my way down. So even though it says click here to sign, we're not going to stop and have them sign yet. We're going to do it all one time. So right on to the PGX questions. We'll pick a height, a weight, and any allergies. This isn't just drug allergies. This is going to be anything. So this person has a nickel allergy. Nickel. He also has penicillin allergy. Then we're going to actually ask these questions. So, sir, ma'am, you taking any pain medication? Well, that's a yes or no. So you're just going to ask them. No. Have you experienced any adverse reactions to pain medications? No. You're going to go ahead and continue to ask these questions. And you should have some yeses here somewhere, or else they don't qualify for this PGX. So, are you on any cardiac medications? That's going to be blood pressure, anything like that. Have you experienced any cardiac chest pain? Well, in the past, yeah. Have you ever had a heart attack? No. Ever been diagnosed with heart disease? No. You ever had a heart bypass surgery? No. You've been diagnosed with plaque and bypass graft? Well, basically, as a parentheses here, do you have high cholesterol? Or are you on any meds for high cholesterol or been diagnosed? Yeah, actually. Are you taking any antithrombotic medications? This is to reduce blood clotting. Gives you a little cheater here. No. Are you on any psychiatric medications? Well, again, don't confuse psychiatric with psychotic, right? That's still a psychiatric condition, but this is for anxiety, ADD, depression. Yes. Have you ever been diagnosed with depression? Yes. Have you ever been diagnosed with bipolar? Nope. You ever been diagnosed with anxiety? Nope. All right. So it comes down to the medication section. You'll notice it's medication reason, medication reason. It's 2 rows. Okay. Now, if they have 20 pills out there, you're going to have to pick 3 at least from each of the categories that they'll qualify for. And so you'll go, for example, Paxil. If you know the dosage, if you have the bottle, put it in there. If you don't know what the dosage is, that's okay. But you do need the reason. It's very important to put the reason that they give you or that's listed on the bottle, if it is, or the medication list that they show you. The reason being is because some of these medications have some off-label usage. So if it sounds weird, just write it down anyway. They may be confused. That'll come up later. The reason we're taking Paxil, ADD, HDD. Medication, another one. Number 2, they don't have to go in any order. So we're going to go with, I was prescribed an aspirin. Blood thinner. And then how about another one? Let's pick another one. Lipitor. I don't know what the dosage is for any of these. So we're just going to put the reason. And you'll keep doing that until you run out of room. Now, some of these questions you don't have to ask out loud. Obviously, if you're sitting there in front of them and they're 67 years old, you don't have to ask them this silly question, but you do have to answer it. Right? Gotcha. All right. If you know for sure, put it in. Ethnicity, if you don't be afraid to ask it. It's not a rude question. Then you will ask them these other ones out loud, though. Has the patient had prior genetic testing for breast cancer? Yes or no, it doesn't matter. Put it in here. No, I have not. Has the patient had breast cancer? No. Now, if you click no here, you'll see all these are left blank. If you put yes, you got some more questions to answer. All right. So you put the age, a diagnosis if it's populating. So no, it makes them all go away. Has the patient had any other type of cancer? No. Not required, but I always specifically put that in there. If you don't, it's okay, but it reduces questions later. Does the patient have a family history of known BRCA1 or BRCA2 gene mutation? Well, he thinks his aunt had breast cancer, and he knows he overheard it that she had one of those, so put yes. Does the patient have an unknown or limited knowledge of family history? This will be for the adopted people or someone that's estranged. They may not know all their family history, so you want to try to have this discussion before you move on. So it's not inappropriate if they know they've had family with cancer, but they don't recall who or how old they were. It's very important we get that information, even though it's limited. We still do the best we can to investigate to make sure that this is going to be a good candidate for the cancer screening test. So if they have an unknown or limited knowledge of family history, you could put that in. The patient is their customer is adopted. So we're going to put no, though. He was not adopted. And even if they were adopted, they may still have a very, very strong knowledge of their family, especially if they've located their birth family. Now, so we've answered no to all the personal cancer questions. Now we're going to ask the family cancer history questions. And if one person in the family has had more than one cancer, they get listed as many times as you need to. You don't need first and last names, but you want to try to get the age that they were diagnosed. And you want to know what type of cancer it was, and obviously the location of that cancer. So we're going to put in here that the aunt on the maternal side had ovarian cancer. Okay. Now, obviously, we don't know if it was the left or right, so you can leave that blank. But we do know that they were 50 when they were diagnosed. Now, at this point, if this is the only cancer that this person has, they will not qualify because why? It's a gender-specific cancer. So this gentleman cannot ever get ovarian cancer. But if the next one is same side on, same person, and she had breast cancer, and we don't know, but we're going to put either both, left, right, if we know. If we don't know, just leave it blank. And again, she found out that she had breast cancer at the same time. Tough year for her. Now, even though that's two cancers, that still doesn't qualify because we need two separate family members. So now we're going to go with the uncle on the paternal side. And he had brain cancer. And you don't have to put the location of say the word brain again. And he was in his 40s, they said. They narrowed it down. They made a phone call. We found out they were about 45. Do the best you can on the diagnosis age. It's not important to get the exact age, but it is important. There is a difference between being 50 when you're diagnosed or 22 when you're diagnosed. Use your best investigative abilities there. And then we have the father on the, don't have to worry about that, but just put it anyway. It's his father. He still looks silly, but he had colon cancer and he was 58. So you continue to fill those out till you run out of room. Don't stop at 2. Don't be lazy. Just get everything together. Now, if they have personal history of cancer, you're going to ask them these types of questions. This person did not, but if they had any of the male cancers or any of the other non-gender specific cancer, you should ask those questions. So just for the fun, we're going to say that he had prostate. Now, we didn't put that down, but let's just say he did. So he had fatigue, okay? And he had abdominal pain. That's when he went in. We're going to unclick those now. But if they have a personal history of cancer, you have to get through these. And you don't have to say, have you had jaundice? Yes or no. Abdominal pain. So what you can do is, so when you had cancer, sir, or when you were diagnosed, did you have any jaundice, abdominal pain, nausea, fatigue, or anemia? Okay. And here's the consent form. Click here to sign. We're going to wait. Date's already populated. Now, we're going to scroll down. At that point in time, we're going to go through everything with the patient in a minute. But we're going to, right away, before we forget, we're going to upload the front of the insurance card. Okay. We're going to upload the back of the insurance. Oh, look at that. I made a mistake. Wow, check it out. Easy enough. Not that big a deal if you get these screwed up, by the way. But you do need the front and back. So front, and then we're going to go to the back. Okay. And we only need one here, but we're going to put 2, the front of the ID card. Okay. And we're just going to do it again. Just don't ask why, just do it. All right. And any additional photos if needed. Okay. Now we're at the bottom. So we've done all that. So now we're going to go through the conversation with the patient to get him to sign. So if you're on a tablet, you get ready to hand it over to them and assist them. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to this page. All right, Mr. Johnson, we're going to go ahead and do what we said. We're going to send these samples into the lab. We're going to send your application off to the doctor. And if they find a medical necessity, they're going to order the test. And then you can flip this over so they can read all this stuff. Okay. But it's their responsibility to decide to read it. So what I'm going to do is, sir, do I have your consent? Yes or no to do this test? So the one that I want you to go over with, though, is the second one from the last. I want you to actually read this to them. Okay. I understand the following information regarding use of specimens for research. Mr. Smith, what they want to do, if it's okay with you, is use your de-identified data, which means that your name and your personal information will not be associated with the sample. You, of course, do not have to elect to do that. And it defaults, by the way, a note to yes. So if they have a problem with sharing the results for research to help cure cancer, then you can unclick this. Okay. Now, let them read this if they want to. You don't have to read all these things to them. You know, it's their duty to read what they're signing. And there's nothing scary in here. Okay. just gives them consent. So we're going to click to sign. Now, tablet, this is where that comes in handy. If you're on a laptop, you still have to have them monkey around with the mouse or on your mouse pad to do this. You have to actually have them draw their signature. You cannot just type it in a cursive font. So it doesn't matter how ugly this looks. This just symbolizes their intent to let us do the test. So you can do is have them sign it, as ugly as it is, and then you'll type their name. Okay? And you'll apply that. Sir, while I have your signature, I'm also going to need your initials. Click it. Make them draw it out. Type in their initials. They have to do this, and then hit apply. Now, everything else that you've kind of went over, if you have any questions, sir, now would be the time. No, no, no. So then what you'll do is just go from the bottom and click them. Look at that. The initials pop in. Okay, and I'm going back up. So you've given us the consent. Now we're going to have them sign again. Okay. Remember, sir, we talked about we're going to send your swabs into the lab. This talks about the lab and confidentiality. We're going to handle it in a manner compliant with all HIPAA rules. Okay. And look at that. Scroll back up to make sure we don't have anything. Here's the release. They'll click that. So they've given us the consent, and now look at the bottom of the screen, click the sign pops up. So this is when you're going to execute this document. Now it says enter your information. Please enter your email, then click to sign this document. This is not your email. This is not the patient's email or customer's email. This is Advantage Medical Testing's email. So you're going to go like this. Order underscore status at Advantage Medical Testing.com. Okay. And then make sure it's spelled right. Order underscore status. Click to sign. Boom. It's processing the document. This, at this point, is the only way that we're notified that you completed a test. Okay. Now, if you want to email them a copy or whatever, you can definitely download a copy. Okay. And you just put it wherever. Okay. So that is the combo. Now we're going to go through the cardio. We're not going to fill this all the way out, I don't think. But again, patient information, first name, everything's the same. Insurance name, administered by. That's important for you to put your name in there and your agent ID. And just like the last application, you'll just fill out the asterisk portions. Oh, what the heck? Let's go and do one. Johnny test. Whoop. Test. Date of birth. Sex. Doesn't care, I guess, on that test. So look at that. No asterisk. Address. Anywhere in Florida. Phone. Email. This person doesn't have one. Insurance name. Medicare. Insurance ID. Administered by. EMT. The state of Florida. Now we're not going to have them sign yet, just like the last one. Now the cardiology genetics test requisition. It's already filled out as information right here. Okay. Insurance is paying for this test. Okay. It's already highlighted. You don't have to check it. Don't worry about anything else. This is already checked for you, how you collected the specimen. Informed consent. Again, we'll go through that in a minute. Ordering physician, that's not you. So here's the actual test form. Patient name. And they're Caucasian. Has the patient had previous genetic testing associated with this? They don't know. You can't even check it. Everything that's highlighted, you'll have to, though. Does it elevated cholesterol? Yes. Coronary heart disease. Okay, hold on. That's going to be for, I don't know why it's highlighted. I won't let you do it. Other. High blood pressure. Okay. Family history. Please check here if there's no personal history. Relationship to the patient. This person has high blood pressure, so we're not going to check that. So we got the uncle. Had a lot of hard time on the father's side. So he had, I don't know. What do you guys want to put on here? High blood pressure. Age of diagnosis, 35. Living or deceased? Living. And you'll put more of them on there if you have them. And you're coming down to the place to upload the insurance card again. So yes, if you're doing a combo and a cardio and an alt, you're going to have to upload them 3 times. Patient ID. You're going to do it again, just for fun. Okay, additional photos. No, not needed. So the cardio application is very simple and very short. So you've already asked them all the consent questions. So what you're going to do is say, okay, I need you to sign here for the cardio test. Let them do it. Okay. You go back up. We've already talked about this before. Boom. Today's date. You put down there. Okay. Click to sign. What's the email? Order _ status. Vantage Medical Testing.com. It's good. Okay. Let it process. You can download a copy. Boom. Email it to them if they want it. That's the cardio. Remember the cardio qualifications. Personal history of high blood pressure, cholesterol, anything heart related, or family history. You can't just put down, my uncle had a heart attack. You need to know what the actual heart condition was. They can make a phone call and find out. And if they can't, don't make stuff up. I mean, don't put stuff down here just to make stuff up. All right, guys? Next thing here, APD. Let's go right into it. Patient information. Again, everything's the same as the last form. So what I would like to do, if I'm doing all 3 tests, I'll show you a shortcut. You'll just go through everything again, check the things that are appropriate, the family history of the relevant disease. So this one here, the only personal history that's going to be acceptable is Parkinson's. Other than that, you're going to have a family history of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or dementia. All right, we'll do another one. Johnny Test. Date of birth. Okay. He's a male. Address. Main Street. Anywhere. Florida. Phone. Email. He still doesn't have one since last time. Insurance name. Medicare. Now I'm going to show you a quick trick here. You can open up two at the same time, right? So I can put the information in from here and open up the other window and do it at the same time. Okay, so you can just do that. Keep two windows open. Just flip back and forth for each section. All right. That'll speed things up. So you go back through and put all those things in here. Again, you'll have them sign at the end. Now look at this. The forms look almost the same, right? Except for it's different. There's cardio again. Oh, let's go back and start the right one. It's okay. We're all human. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the questions here. Personal history of Parkinson's or family history of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia. Mosaicism. Okay. The patient has experience. This is personal. Organ transplant. Liver. This is just information for statistical research. Family history relevant disease. Okay, now example. This one here, you do want to try to get their name, but if they don't feel comfortable with it, you can put uncle. Paternal. Try to get their name. And diagnosis and or symptoms, Alzheimer's. At age 64. Try to get the date of birth. This is the one where you do want to try to get the names if you can. Okay. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia test requisition. I'm going to do this there real quick. Go back up. Johnny. Test. Now watch this. It populates for you, okay? Consent. This is all blank, nothing for you to do here. Upload your documents. Again, I know it's a pain, but just do it. Complete to sign. Okay. So if you have any questions, get with your manager, shoot us an email, and we'll get some more clarifications for you. Let's just take a peek at that Beacon Carrier test. Doesn't apply for everybody, just the Medicaid states. But look at it. It looks the same. This is for females age 18 to 35 on Medicaid only at this point. I'm not going to focus on this because the majority of you won't be given this test. All right. Those of you that will go over it before you have to. Okay. Then, if you're done with the day, okay, then you're going to go back to the office and you're going to fill out a swab packing slip. Now, you've labeled the swabs, of course. You've labeled the packaging, of course. This is important. You know, this is where you're going to use to help keep track of the stuff. Put your name in here, your ID. It's printable, PDF, or fillable. You'll print this as a PDF and as a hard copy. Reason being is the hard copy goes in the box. The PDF gets uploaded with your production report. Okay. And this is where you'll put all of your information and the test that you did that day. So Johnny test. Did the combo. Johnny test. Did cardio. Johnny test. The APD. Okay. And you keep adding those down there, and then you'll upload your PDF swab packing list, and that'll complete. All right. Well, that'll conclude the test on the forms. Fast and furious, but now you've seen them filled out. You can watch this video as often as you need. And make sure that you please put order_status at advantagemedicaltesting.com when you complete those applications. If that patient wants a copy of the app, you can download a copy and email it to them. Well, thanks for watching. Get out there and let's get some production.